Hello, everyone. It's Jamie Boglin with another episode of Mom's Gone Fab, where we talk about finding your family flow, attracting your abundances, and being blissfully happy. So today I have Melissa Schollaert with me. Hello.
Hi, Jamie. How are you?
I'm awesome. I'm super excited to have you. You're you're a holistic and nutrition counselor, and you are also the founder of Real Nutritious Living. So that's
Yes,
awesome. You're a foodie.
I am. I love the food.
Are you the one that on like Instagram and stuff, you post pictures of your foods?
I do, but mine aren't as pretty as a lot of people. I post like real pictures of like stuff I actually eat.
Yeah. They're not pretty.
They're okay. They're like medium at best.
Awesome. I'll have to check them out.
Thank you.
How did you get into eating healthy? Or has it always been in your genes?
You know what? I used to eat healthy. Like I call it like the magazine newsstand healthy, where when you stand in line at the grocery store, you see like what Kim Kardashian's diet is and all that.
Yeah.
I would eat all the stuff that was in those magazines and stuff, and over time I really didn't feel very well. So I think I thought I was eating healthy, and I ended up actually having a lot of health issues, to a ton of different doctors and practitioners and that kind of thing. Worked with a ton of different people, and actually kind of had to rebuild my health from the ground up. So now I actually eat truly healthy, and I help other people do the same thing. So.
Awesome. Was it so confusing when you started to like really get on the bandwagon of eating like truly healthy?
Oh my gosh, like nutrition is one of those sciences that people can simultaneously prove and disprove the same theory. Like dairy is the best, most wonderful thing. No way
Yes.
you're gonna die. Like, our bodies are so individual, as you know, and we just have to find what's right for us. And sometimes it takes some time, some research, and sometimes it can be seasonal or, even from year to year. A lot of, we probably have different like nursing moms and pregnant women on the call. I mean, I had no problem, really restricting my meat intake. But boy, you throw a baby and nursing in the mix, I'm like, move over, hand me the grass-fed beef. Changes all the time.
Right. And that's how I feel too. I like try to eat healthy this way, and then it's like, oh no, like what was the new one that just came out? Coconut oil is horrible for you. And I'm like, what?
I know, I kind of let everybody else address that. I was like, I'm not even going to go there,
Yeah. So what kind of diet do you specifically follow? One plan, or how does it work for you?
For me, I'm going to give a little bit of background about myself, just because I do think
Okay.
it's really important that people remember you have to honor your body, what works
Right.
for you, your ethics, your morals, all that good stuff. I have Epstein-Barr and chronic fatigue. So I definitely have to have a lot of fruits and vegetables in my diet, and animal fat and stuff, or animal proteins and stuff, can kind of slow me down. I like to call myself a flexitarian, meaning most of what I eat is plant-based, but I definitely throw wild seafood, grass-fed beef, lamb. I definitely have like the protein in there. I eat a ton of fat. I don't shy away from the fat at all. We are a gluten-free, dairy-free family, just because that works very well for both my husband and I, and even our baby. He's not into dairy, and
Yeah.
that's just what works for us. We definitely don't do much soy. But that's kind of the eating plan that we're on.
Mm-hmm. Right. Awesome. Do you have any like hacks for us busy moms? You're all yes, totally.
Yeah, like from an energy perspective,
Yeah.
there's so many things that we could be doing. I mean, my favorite thing to do is, we have like a big blender. It doesn't matter if it's like a fancy Vitamix or like something that you got on sale, as long as it blends things really well. I think it's so important to have like a big smoothie in the fridge that you can prep and the whole family can drink out of. My husband, it's more of like a mini breakfast for him. He drinks his on the way to work and then has a breakfast.
Yeah.
For me, I have a big glass of smoothie and the baby eats smoothie. I know that when I'm throwing greens, carrots, I know it sounds weird, but carrots, you cannot taste them in a smoothie, and they're so important for energy and building the vitamin A building blocks. So, get your carrots, some greens, whatever kind of base you like, whether it's like milk or coconut water or just water, it's fine. If you're on a budget, just use water. Throw some fruit in there, whatever's in season, maybe a half an avocado or some chia seeds, some good protein, whether it's almond butter, if you like protein powder. But I just think that's like the best way for everybody to start the day. And you can throw it, like I put everything in the blender and I stick it in there the night before, and then I blend it.
Oh.
because if you pre-blend it, it can get kind of like
Right.
choppy and gross. If you freeze it, it can be like, so just blend it in the morning. And then my husband blends his at dawn. I'm not the biggest like wake up at dawn person unless I'm working. And then I just reblend it. So he just pours some for him, puts it back in the fridge, and then I just freshen it up and it tastes great. So
that is a great idea. I don't even, that like, that was mind blowing to me. Just put it in all at night. I love it. And then, yeah. Okay, cool. And you know what I love about smoothies too? I feel like you could put anything in. And just the other day, the little girl next door came over and she's like, yeah, I threw an avocado in my smoothie. I was like, I never thought of that. That's awesome.
yeah, definitely. I mean, everybody likes bananas, but I'm actually allergic to bananas. And so avocados are our bananas and smoothies. And, I think that's like, that segues right into another hack, which is like plenty of good fats as moms. Like we're nursing, we're so busy, we're stressed out. And I know fat is becoming more mainstream, but there's still some people who fear the fat, and you really need fat, whether it's coconut oil or avocados, chia seeds, wild salmon, like whatever, feels good in your body. And you might have to find a practitioner to figure that out, but don't shy away from the fat. It's what's going to make your skin look good, your hair look good, and it gives you so much energy too. My energy and my digestion have been so much better. So like, I love that little girl coming over and like, put the avocado in. It tastes great. It makes your smoothie thick, and
Yeah.
it's awesome.
That's what it reminds me of. Where I used to live, there was like avocado fields, and the dogs that lived there, their fur was gorgeous, and they were like, I was just always was like, I should just eat avocados all day long, just like they do.
I know. I literally grew my baby on avocado, and people are like, he's such a beautiful baby. And I'm like, I swear all I ate when I was pregnant was avocado. I think it's just a beautifying food. I do love skin and all that kind of stuff. And man, if you want some gorgeous hair and skin, and you definitely want to get on those avocados.
I'm a big avocado fan, but we're both from like avocado country. So
yeah, we're neighbors. It's like, I don't know. I feel like anywhere you go in Southern California, you always add some avocado to your.
Yeah, totally.
It is. It's such a California. When my sister's here, she's like, everybody eats avocado on everything. And we definitely do.
You don't know until you try it. All right. So smoothies are great for breakfast. But how about like dinner time?
Dinner time. Well, you know what? I'm going to actually go back to lunch really quick.
Okay. I skipped a meal. Sorry.
No skipping meals. I mean, that's really important as moms. I'm going to go back to lunch though, because one thing I see in my practice time and time again, most of the women I see, everybody wants to be like weight conscious, but they also get tired in the afternoons.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of moms battle this. What we do at our house is we kind of pick a grain for every week. So we do some food prep, whether it's quinoa or brown rice. It could even be like, if you're paleo, sweet potatoes, carrots, butternut squash. It could be black beans, but you need some kind of complex carbohydrate with your lunch. So if you're eating a salad with chicken, and maybe you're even adding avocado, which is great, you really need like a baked sweet potato on the side, or throw some quinoa right in your salad. Make like a power bowl. These foods have B vitamins in them, and B vitamins are incredibly energizing. They're also everything we need for mood. Hello, moms, we can get in bad mood.
Right?
Mood. We want to have clear thoughts and our energy. So this is like something really important at lunchtime, and you can just play around with like different power bowls and stuff like that. But just wash up your produce, have your grains, your sweet potatoes, whatever protein you want, and like just mix it up. You could throw a little bit of like barbecue sauce or salsa, or like whatever kind of different things you like to jazz it up and make it fun. But don't skip that complex carbohydrate at lunch, because you're just not going to do yourself any favors. It's really important. So
that's a great idea too. So you said you pick a grain for the week. And so let's say it's quinoa. So you have quinoa every day for lunch somehow, right?
Yeah, like it could be on the side. It could be, I'm obsessed with power bowls. Like, again, my body needs a lot of fruits and vegetables. So I'll start take a big bowl and I'll line it with like whatever kind of greens. And then I'll throw like my quinoa in there. And then maybe I'll roast like a whole chicken for the week. So I'll throw some chicken and whatever veggies I kind of have around and feel like throwing in. I'll throw some like raw sauerkraut in there, avocado, and it's just kind of like a power bowl kind of thing. Even make like your own Chipotle bowls, like
Yeah.
quinoa, black beans, or you could do rice if you don't like quinoa, and like the salsa, kind of make it at home, and they're just as good, and you save the money, and you're not running around. So that's what we do around here. We pack like all of our lunches ahead of time, just because I don't know. I had my first baby last year, and I really found that if I didn't have I would pack my husband's lunch for work, and then I would be doing stuff with the baby, and I'm like, I can't be skipping lunch. So
Yeah.
I prep my smoothie. We have our little leftover bowl things for lunch the next day, and it just keeps me running on all cylinders. It's really, really helpful.
Yeah. Sometimes with lunch, what I find is like to us, the dinner is the big production. That's where we like put all our, like, what are we going to have for dinner? And then lunch comes around and we're like, if there's no leftovers, it's like mac and cheese, corn dogs, And I'm like, I would rather not eat when we have that, to be honest.
Yeah. And it's not power food. Like you're putting like, I don't know, you're not a Volkswagen, like a rundown, beat down Volkswagen Bug. You're like a gorgeous Ferrari that needs top fuel. And we're like in charge of these little people who need us, and we can't put like crappy fuel in. So we have to have like that top, premium fuel, because we're a premium tank and we need it.
Oh, I love that. Awesome. All right. So then do you have any dinner hacks?
Dinner hacks. Yeah, I mean, that's a really good question. We are pretty boring for dinner. I mean, we make like a big thing of guac. It's crazy. We actually do a lot of like big batch dinners, just because we're a pretty busy family. My husband has a pretty demanding job, so we make a lot of things that, like, I might make a big batch of like spaghetti sauce one day. I like shred carrots and put it in our spaghetti sauce, and just for the extra vitamin A. But then maybe I'll make like the zucchini, like spiral some zucchini noodles, or we'll do like a different, maybe even have rice or something, so we can have it for a day or two. We're big like leftovers. We don't really roll out the red carpet for dinner a whole lot. We just sort of go with it. We make sure we get our protein and our veggies. So it's actually our least exciting
meal.
It is, but we do big batches. Maybe I'll make like coleslaw, and we'll do it with fish tacos one night, and then the next night we'll do it with something different. But we try to like just do big batches just to get through the week, and then on the weekend we'll slow it down and like do different fun things. But during the week, it's like power food to get through and make sure that we have time to like maybe go for a little walk as a family, or do something more to fill ourselves up. Like we've tried to get away from making dinner the focus and more make like family time our focus. Found that like the baby needs that time with dad, mom needs the time with dad, and dad needs that time to breathe. So we kind of eat and try to focus on something else, just to kind of fill ourselves up and just get away from like focusing all the energy on food.
It sounds like you make a lot of big batches, and you just said you make big batches of coleslaw, which I think is brilliant too. Something I never thought of, because you can put those in so many different recipes throughout the night or the week. But what other big batches do you make? So you make coleslaw, you make like rice and beans. What else?
Yeah, you know what? My husband is actually like the king of, we haven't been doing it because it's hot out, but like he'll do a big soup on Sundays that he changes. He'll put sweet potatoes in it sometimes. Other times he'll put rice, like some chicken, all different vegetables, bone broth. And that's kind of fun when daddy makes the lunches for the week. That's
Heck yeah.
So that's a staple in our house. We do some spaghetti sauce. What's the other soups we do? Yeah, our spaghetti sauce, our coleslaw, that's a good one for the summer. Summer salads too, like maybe quinoa with more summer vegetables that we get at the farmer's market. Kind of like a salad, and then like that kind of like a grain type of salad, and then you could put it over greens, or you could plate it with like a side of fish, or even like, burgers or something that you throw on the grill. Like we're human. We're not like, we have burgers and like
do people always like tell you, have you ever eaten a burger, or like weird questions like that?
Like, oh my gosh, I just had my birthday, and my husband brought me, yes, like we're so human. He brought me like one of those like nothing bundt cakes, but he brought a tower of 3. So like, as a family, we've been eating like our little bundt cakes all week long. Like we're totally human. We go to the shop and we do all that stuff too. It's really with like my Epstein Barr, and just being like so I am very like in tune with food, like as far as how it makes me feel. And I just know if I don't eat really, really well, I'm not going to feel good. My husband, on the other hand, if he was married to somebody who was like a burger and fries junkie, he could definitely go that way, but he does feel so much better since we eat the way that we do. But we're totally human. We're not perfect. We just try to be like as creative as we can and just, you know, double or triple batches when we can. We don't always do that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
we mix it up. But we just try to keep it simple. And I think I grew up from in that era of like my mom and my grandma were always really like, I'm fat and I'm this and I'm that. And I really wanted, I don't have a daughter, I have a son, but I really wanted to have the kind of family that wasn't focused so on the food. Everything was about the food for our parents and grandparents.
Right.
And I to like focus on just having fun and talking and that kind of stuff. So we just tried to shift away from being obsessed with food.
Yes, yes. But I love it though, because you're actually not obsessed, but you might probably, I don't know. Anyways, but you're focused on like the healthy part of it, like the colorful, like health, like just the part that makes you happier, you know? So that's,
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, and I love to cook. Like my happy place is like sometimes daddy comes home and I'm like, okay, take the baby. And I love to get in and cook and baking, especially. It's very therapeutic. I love it. Definitely, definitely. I'm not like making food the enemy or anything like that. I just, in my past, I've definitely done a lot of fad diets and been way too obsessed with my weight. And so I really work with my own family and my clients to just, let's power ourselves up with good stuff, but let's not make it a thing. You know,
Uh-huh.
cool. It's not a big deal. What's so much more important is like how we're spending our time. And if you love to cook like I do, that's great too. It's just, you know, we try to shift our focus.
Right, right. Awesome. All right. Is there anything else you want us fab moms to know? How we can find our flow, be blissfully happy, attract our abundances?
I mean, there's so many ways. You know, my family has become really obsessed in the last like year or so, even my husband with just, you know, keeping and my clients too. You know, I've seen this big shift where people, a lot of the moms listening might be like, you know, I'm already making quinoa. I already do smoothies. I still don't maybe feel my best. And one of my biggest advices and things that I would start telling people is start looking at your personal care products. You know, I don't know if
Mm.
you know, we're slathering things on our bodies that have formaldehyde and parabens and these strong antibacterials, and they're slowing us down. They're making us fat. They're messing with our hormones. I mean, we see girls actually entering into puberty earlier. I mean, the New York Times, I think a lot of people saw that article that New York Times put out. It's like girls are entering puberty at 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everyone just says, oh, it's no big deal. It is a big deal. That puts our daughters at risk for breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
We know that environment is linked to like 30% of ADHD, autism, allergies, and asthma. This stuff really, really matters. It matters for us and it matters for our children. So, you know,
So it's not just our food, it's all the other stuff too.
everything we put on our skin is absorbed within like 26 seconds, I think. So
Mm-hmm.
they're finding over 200 chemicals in the umbilical cords of babies. Now, that's not to say it's all like our makeup and our personal care products, but I just saw this big shift in my practice where people are like eating healthy and they're still just like they're heavy, they're not feeling good, and we switch their personal care products around.
Wow.
Using essential oils, and they're like losing the weight, they're glowing, you know, they don't have like the bags under their eyes. So, you know, people can go check out my blog or something if they're more interested. I don't want to like plug anything that I shouldn't here.
No, go for it.
Okay.
Go for it.
I myself and my family, we love Beauty Counter. I don't know if people have heard about Beauty
Mm-hmm.
Counter, but safe personal care products. You know, I kind of started this shift where I was changing and I felt like I was like trying to put like dried blueberries and bark and everything on my face. And it was not working for me. I love DIY stuff with essential oils. They're awesome. But as I got older, I'm like, you know what? I need more high performing products. And Beauty Counter has like beautiful packaging. They make baby products. They make kids products. They make makeup. I mean, everything I'm wearing is Beauty Counter. And it's, you know, you can see that I have like a nice pretty pink lip on. And, you know, I think people associate like clean and safe brands with like, and like, you know, and it's not that way. The packaging is beautiful. So they are my favorite company. If you haven't checked them out and you're looking for like new makeup, maybe a new face cream, you know, these products work. They're all safe. They, you know, they don't test on animals or anything like that. So they're my favorite company to look into. My husband's obsessed with a bunch of their stuff and they have great.
Your husband? So what does he get?
Yeah, so my husband, where he uses, they have a charcoal bar, which is awesome from a detox perspective. It's awesome for your teenagers too. So like acne, that kind of thing. My husband has more oily skin. I
Okay.
use the charcoal bar to take off my makeup at night. It's great for that. So my husband likes the charcoal bar, and then we have a basic line that's an organic coconut oil based line. It's called our Nourishing line. It's just a great foundational place to start. When I switched over to Beauty Counter, I started using that because my skin is really, really sensitive,
Mm-hmm.
worried about doing too many actives. And then I've slowly shifted over to our more high performing anti-aging line because I'm getting older. So one thing that's great about Beauty Counter is we have those active anti-aging products, but they're safe. We can feel really good about wearing them. I know when I'm a nursing mom, so I'm conscientious and careful about that. And
Right.
baby's like chewing on your nose and stuff. And I
Yeah.
remember thinking like, oh my gosh, I don't want him like having toxic stuff in his mouth, let alone his milk.
Yes.
So it's just a really important component that I think people are starting to become more conscientious about, but we're not thinking about it. People are exercising and eating well, and we have to have that third component with, we have to be careful with, and not only personal care products, right, but like what you're cleaning your house with. You're breathing that in, your baby's crawling across that floor and getting that stuff on his hands. So there's so many different like DIY or inexpensive things that you can do that are just safer, and they're going to elevate your family's health and wellness. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just like a really important thing, from whether you're worried about your weight, you're worried about your energy, you're just worried about, your children developing to their fullest potential. Even our husbands, I just read the other day, men use like 6 personal care products before they leave the house, which totals like 85 ingredients. And these are guys.
Yeah.
We don't think about it like with men. We're like, oh, they just, woo, 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 I'm not, they're just the few things that they use are really important too. And I saw 1 in 2 men actually contracts cancer, and 1 in 3 women. So I think we're a little bit more conscientious about it, and we're kind of the gatekeepers of the household. So we need to be looking at the products that our husbands are using and helping them switch to safe also. Like I just kept trying different like deodorants and stuff until my husband found one he liked. But I'm like, you know what? I'm doing all this stuff. Our baby's using all this safe stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy, we need you. It's not okay that men are getting cancer at the rate of 1 in 2. That's just not okay
Yeah. No, that's not.
at all.
Wow. That's awesome. I love that you threw that in there. This went in a whole different spin, but it's really true because a lot of my clients too are like, I eat healthy. I eat pretty healthy, and it's like, well, what's going on? But I think we have those toxins. They're just stuck in us. And so if we can get those out of us and start using products that are healthier for us and for our kids, that's awesome. So thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I think people just kind of are like, oh, we live in a toxic world, but they don't really consider like where those toxins come in. Like, of course, there's car pollution. There's some things that we can't control, but what we can, just like our food, we have to try. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just something that I'm passionate about. I really want to spread the word, and so check out a company like Beauty Counter. I mean, switch to safe. If anyone's listening and they want help with that, I love talking to people about getting rid of the toxins. So it's
Mm-hmm.
awesome.
Cool. So you have a free gift, which I think is awesome because it's got a snack list, a cookbook, and it's just like a quick start to your health, right?
Yeah. So when you go over to my website and jump in, you get, I think it's like a 25-page, it's like a jumpstart guide. So it kind of teaches you about proteins and fats, and there's a whole meal plan. You can kind of do a mix and match meal plan, snack list. It has, gosh, I'm like, what does it have? It has
Is it
everything.
gluten-free, dairy-free?
It is gluten-free, dairy-free. There's tons of
Oh,
vegan.
cool.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Everything on my website is actually gluten-free, dairy-free. I think soy-free also. We just don't. So there's a lot for everybody. There's lots of vegan options, and it even includes like drinks and condiments. And then there's a supplement guide too, because so many people are really confused about supplements, and
Mm-hmm.
we didn't really have the time to get into that with this interview. But we're talking about toxins. We're living in this world where our soil's depleted, our minerals depleted. So and we're dealing with all these toxins. We definitely need supplements to help decrease the burden on the body. So there's a complete supplement guide in there too. There's stuff for every budget. And then I try to live a life where I'm not very busy. So if you opt in and you get the book and you have questions or you want to talk about Beauty Counter, message me. I'm available. We'll chat.
Yeah, awesome. And they'll all have that link, but I just want to say thank you so much. That was really eye-opening and awesome. And just thank you. That was great. I hope lots of our listeners pop on over. So.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah. Thank you so much. It's been such a blast talking to you today. You're so much fun, Jamie.
Thanks.